Hello and welcome to Wellness Watch, a show that explores the nuances and the burden of illnesses and diseases on mankind and how we in India are dealing with it. Have you ever felt surrounded by people yet alone? Have you ever hidden your wounds within the mind, wrapped in silence, and yet not been able to overcome it? Depression, dreaded by many but experienced by most, is still the most misunderstood mental conditions in today's times. Depression doesn't always come with tears. Sometimes it is the numbness that follows. It does not discriminate. It is real, common, and treatable. Today in Wellness Watch, we discuss the silent ache of depression and how to deal with it. I'm Preeti Kaur. Are you feeling low, lost, or simply tired or pretending that everything is fine? You're not alone. Depression, a silent storm inside the mind, affects millions across the world and is now one of India's most common mental health challenges. Today, we decode what is depression, how to recognize its symptoms, what causes it, and the most effective natural and medical treatments from meditation, yoga, and sound therapy to modern psychiatry. Here's a special report by DD India's Harshit Oberoi on how to overcome depression. Depression, it is more than just feeling sad. It is a mental health disorder that clouds the mind with persistent emptiness, hopelessness, and loss of interest. Experts call it a mood disorder that alters how you think, feel, and act, slowly taking away joy from everyday life. So, what are the symptoms of depression? They vary from person to person. Feelings of sadness, anger, and irritation, sleep disturbances, loss of appetite or overeating, fatigue, difficulty in concentrating, and a growing sense of worthlessness. In severe cases, it can lead to self harm or suicidal thoughts. Mental pain, though invisible, is often harder to bear than physical pain and far more common. Depression can strike anyone, a student, a working professional, or even a child. In India, rising stress, loneliness, and lifestyle changes have made depression alarmingly common. According to psychiatrists, every age group, from teens battling bullying and exam pressure to elderly people dealing with loss, face the shadow of depression in some form. But what causes depression? The reasons are complex, ranging from lack of sleep, prolonged stress, trauma, or the loss of a loved one. It may also arise from biological factors, that is, hormonal imbalance or genetic vulnerability. Even nutritional deficiencies like vitamin B12, D3, folate, zinc, or magnesium, and even gut imbalances can trigger mood changes. And in the digital age, excessive screen time and social media comparison often make it worse. However, depression is treatable. The first step, diagnosing depression, begins by recognizing persistent sadness lasting over 2 weeks, along with changes in appetite, sleep, and daily functioning. Psychiatrists and psychologists use clinical assessments to understand the severity and suggest the right treatment plan. For many, natural remedies offer comfort and healing. Yoga, mindfulness, and meditation help calm the mind, balance the hormones, and boost dopamine, that is, the brain's feel good chemical. Sound therapy or sound bath meditation uses soothing frequencies that relax the body and release emotional tension. Exposure to sunlight boosts vitamin D levels, while probiotics and a balanced diet strengthen both the gut and the mind. Even a short walk in nature or a few moments of deep breathing can restore inner peace. Lifestyle changes too make a difference. Regular exercise, nutritious food rich in vitamins, probiotics for gut health, and adequate sleep all support mental well being, limit social media use, and stay connected with loved ones. Practice gratitude, manage stress through hobbies, and don't hesitate to ask for help. Early intervention can make all the difference. Experts insist combine these natural steps with medical guidance for best results. Depression is not weakness, it is an illness and it can be overcome. The sure short way to deal with depression and anxiety begins with acknowledging the problem, seeking help, and choosing hope, because healing begins the moment you decide you deserve better. So stay connected, stay aware, and remember your mental health matters. Harshita Oberoy's report, Wellness Watch, DD India. World Mental Health Day is observed on 10th October every year to encourage global mental health education, awareness, and advocacy against social stigma. Some of the mental disorder conditions include anxiety disorders, depression, bipolar disorder, post-traumatic stress disorder, schizophrenia, but depression is the most common mental disorder. According to WHO, globally, an estimated 5.7% of the adults suffer from depression. Depressive disorder, also known as depression, is common and it involves a depressed mood or loss of pleasure or interest in activities for long periods of time. In the show ahead, we look for these answers. What is depression? What are the types of depression? We also discuss the symptoms. Is depression curable or treatable? And we also take a look at the medical advancements in India. Depression treatment in India involves a combination of psychotherapy, medication and lifestyle changes at par with global standards. Various levels of care are available, from primary care services under programs like Ayushman Bharat to specialized mental health care facilities. Antidepressant medication and supportive psychotherapy are common first-line treatments, and more intensive options like brain stimulation therapy do exist for treatment-resistant cases. Up on your screens, we'll have some institutes and hospitals which cater to this. All India Institute of Medical Sciences, Delhi; Institute of Human Behavior and Allied Sciences, Delhi; National Institute of Mental Health and Neurosciences, that is NIMHANS, in Bangalore; Postgraduate Institute of Medical Education and Research, Chandigarh; Institute of Psychiatry and Human Behavior, IPHB, Panji, Goa. All right, to help us understand depression better, we're joined in by guests. We're joined in by Dr. Hansaji Yogendra, Director, the Yoga Institute, Mumbai. She's joining us virtually. Welcome, ma'am. And we're also joined in by Dr. Lokesh Singh Shekhawat, Professor, Psychiatry, Atal Bihari Vajpayee Institute of Medical Sciences, Dr. Rama Manohar Lohia Hospital, New Delhi. Thank you so much, both of you, for joining us this afternoon. Dr. Lokesh, to begin with, we've shown a detailed report to our viewers what is depression, but I would want you to explain to our viewers in simple layman terms, what is depression? Is it a mental illness? And also, is being sad, is it same as being depressed?
Actually, depression is an illness. First of all, we must consider it as an illness, very much like diabetes and hypertension. And being sad, we humans have emotions and we can feel sometimes sad, sometimes anxious, sometimes stressed. But being sad is not just depression. If that sadness persists for 2 weeks, and in addition to sadness, if there are other symptoms like we call the psychomotor retardation, decreased interest in the previously pleasurable activities. Supposedly someone was very much interested in music, some very much interested in reading or some other hobbies, but after having depression, they have great difficulty to derive any pleasure from any of those hobbies. Very similarly, if the other things like we call them cognitive symptoms of depression, these are hopelessness, feeling nothing good is going to happen in my future is bleak; worthlessness, like they are feeling my self-worth is nothing, I am not of any use in the family and society and for the nation; and guilt feeling that I have whatever I have done in my life, though the decisions taken in the previous times were taken at were the best of those circumstances, but at this point of time the person feels I am guilty of taking those decisions which has put me and my family into trouble. If those symptoms are there, in addition there are vegetative symptoms like not getting enough sleep or sleeping too much, they have decreased appetite, not feeling like taking anything, or maybe taking too much and becoming obese. These are the symptoms. If they persist for more than 2 weeks, we call it depression.
I'll take that forward to Dr. Hansaji. Dr. Hansaji, the symptoms which sir enlisted for us, now these are something which we face on our daily lives given the busy schedule and the technology driven lives we are leading. How would you relate the times in which we are living today and also the addiction to social media, the short attention span which we all have. How would you relate this to depression in today's times?
Of course, when we are using all these things, social media and all that, you start comparing, you start putting yourself down that I am not capable enough. All these comparison, all these things which are shown in social media actually are not real. In media, when things are shown, they hype their success and
Yes.
happiness. But success doesn't come like that. I mean, you have to go step by step in life, which they don't realize. So try and see that you reduce dependency on social media for your joy, your happiness, your state of mind.
Yes.
We are continuously dependent on external factor that they will tell that you are good, so you feel you are good, or they will have some more likes, then you will feel fine. That is wrong. Don't ever do that. Rather, you do what you think right, focus on your job, and that's it. Social media fluctuates here and there. That is one. And I always feel that we do have all these things around to give us little joy, change our mind's attitude and all that. But we have to start becoming aware about our own self, our own thoughts, our own behavior, our
Yes.
own actions. So we in yoga continuously talk about becoming aware about your own state of mind. What thoughts you have when you are alone, and what thoughts you have when you are with people, what type of thoughts you have when you are not sleeping, you are awake at night. All these things have to be observed. Write it down if possible and see to it that you know yourself better. Knowing yourself is the first
Right.
state in yoga.
All right. So knowing yourself is a very important point which ma'am has put. I'll take that forward to Dr. Lokesh. Sir, for a person to be suffering from depression, how easy or difficult is it to accept it? One. And the symptoms which you're talking of, again, I said, we face it, on a daily basis in our busy lives. When is it the time to see a doctor? And also added to that, I'll put another aspect. Is depression detected in a person only when it reaches a severe case? Or early detection is possible?
Yeah, early detection is very much possible, and primarily we want people should detect themselves. They should introspect what is happening to my mind, what is happening to my thoughts, what is happening to my feelings, emotions. If the person has that cognition, I am talking about the cognition, that is one of the very important factor to identify. If the person start feeling that my worth has gone, I am not feeling as worthy as I was previously having, I am not feeling as good pleasure as I was deriving from those activities which were I was doing before getting this illness. So most importantly, when the person start having feeling that I am feeling hopeless, worthless, and fatigue is very important. When they feel their mind has become foggy, clouded, they are not able to take right decisions, their judgments are getting impaired, their mind has slowed down. They, whenever someone asks some questions, they get too much time to analyze it and answer it, and they don't have enough energy to carry out all those activities which were previously very well managed in the daily routine. Very similarly, it is very important that we must understand it is not a weakness. Having depression and sharing feelings are not weaknesses. It is an illness, and we should seek help when we feel it is happening in my mind, happening to my emotions.
Can a person get himself out of depression, or is medical intervention always needed? And how long does a spell of depression last?
If we talk about the long spell of depression, the usual spontaneous remission of depression occurs between 6 to 1 year. It may take this much of time to come out of it, but it is very important to seek help because of the reason that if the person does not seek help, though that time where he experienced depression, that will definitely be a non-productive time of his life. He can take the decisions, he may be thrown out of the job, he may be labeled as a non-functional, non-productive person of the organization. in such circumstances he get labeled also and the stigma increases, and if he wants to have, once he becomes better, if he wants to have job, he will have great difficulty, first thing. Second is, as much as we must understand it is a brain metabolic dysfunction. The brain has started having some metabolic problems which can be, I tell you, with the advancement of the modern science, we will be able to identify what is happening in the brain. So, that metabolic dysfunction, though it may corrects in 6 months to 1 year's time, but it increases the possibility of happening it again and again. So, it as early as we detect it and get it treated, they are less likely to impact the person's social and occupational life, and their chances of occurrence of them relapses are also very less.
All right, Dr. Hansarji, what are the other ways to tackle depression apart from medical intervention?
Understand that we have to educate our own self. Everybody should know that all these are our mind, our creation of mind. Emotions are basically getting disturbed, but we have something like intellect with us also. We have that reasoning power, becoming aware that you can analyze things, understand things, come out of those things with your own will. All that capacity we have, which we are not using. In depression, we are only into a negative state of mind. So we have to educate. We have to tell them that if you find things are not so good, find out what is good. We have to train our mind to see good in every situation. Train our mind to see good in every human being. We don't like certain things, certain behavior, but then that person has some good things also in life. In the same situation, somebody can laugh, why can't you laugh? So developing more intellect and trying to see that the same situation could be seen from a different angle, that is so important. So we in yoga try to tell that educate yourself, understand that you are the cause of your depression. Our human mind can take you to the best state or can take you to the worst state. This is a human mind. So we have to train our human mind and understand human mind and try to do whatever we can do. All these things like walking in nature, or doing some asanas, doing some pranayams. I would not recommend meditation for people who suffer from depression, because negative mind, it goes multiplies more negativity when you are sitting quietly. But I would tell them to do breathing. Breath and mind, they go together. So you can't control the mind, but you can control your breaths. So come on, take a slow breath in and out, breathe in, hold, breathe out, hold. All these little breathing techniques work wonders. And finally, we should know how to stop the mind. When mind is thinking too much, stop it. So how could you stop it? Enjoy nature, sing, dance, do all these creative activity, play games. So here your mind is not thinking negatively. It stops from negative approach. You are into action, doing something. And so your mind is very much there. Learn to live in present, not in past nor in future. And in yoga we talk about having some faith, understand that whatever happens, how much things, wrong things have happened in past also, but you have come out of it. So many wrong things happen, world is going through so many problems, but things come out of it. So this too shall pass, this problem also will pass. You don't have to hold on to the problem and suffer and suffer.
So it is in the thought, yes, it is in our thoughts.
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly.
All right, Dr. Lokesh, help us understand what are the types of depression, and also can depression occur without a precipitating event that has already happened?
Yeah, first is there are many types of depression. We can call lethargic depression, anxious depression, atypical depression, melancholic depression. So lethargic depression is the person feels so without energy. So all the time he keeps lying, he does not do any work, and that is the time when the family members push him, why don't you do this, why don't you do this, but he does not have enough energy to do that. Second is anxious depression. When the anxious depression is the person that keeps worrying about all the time, what will happen to my family, what will happen to my future. So they are always worried and anxious. The third one is atypical depression. In general, we see in the depression that the appetite decreases, the sleep decreases, they wake up early in the morning and they have great difficulty to have sleep in the night. But in atypical depression, they keep sleeping all the time, they take too much of food and they become obese, they do not care about their own appearance, they do not do any lifestyle activities which they used to do. The other is melancholic. Melancholic presents with, this is one of the depression which keeps hiding. They present with some or other somatic symptoms, headache, body ache, they have pain in calf muscles or like. So, these are melancholic somatic depression. These are the different kinds of depression we see.
All right. Very quickly, also apprise our viewers with the research and development or the medical advancements which have been made when we talk of treating depression.
I think in India, first of all, I appreciate that now in India we have too many psychiatrists. If we see the developed world, developed nation, we see we cannot consult a psychiatrist for, if you need an appointment with a psychiatrist, you may have to wait for 3 to 6 months in the developed nations. But if you need a psychiatrist in India, you can visit 3 to 6 psychiatrists in a day. So, first thing is availability and accessibility of the mental health services in India. Second is psychiatrists. Second is we are actually adopting all the advancement happening in the world, like we are having RTMS, repetitive transcranial magnetic stimulation, that is also being started at the early stage of depression. If the person is in the early stage and does not want to have medicines, we can start with the RTMS also. Transcranial direct current stimulation that we use, that also we use by cerebral stimulating, we can actually, that has been identified, there are brain areas which are having hypometabolism. So, by stimulating those particular areas, we can actually treat depression. So, TDCS, RTMS, another one is ketamine. Ketamine is a therapy which actually improves depression little faster, So, people who have suicidal ideations and we want to treat them as fast as possible, as soon as possible, to bring them back into the society, bring back to the social and occupational functioning. For those, ketamine can also be advised, though it is always a psychiatrist's prerogative which should be done. When should it be done? So, these are the advancement we are adopting
All right. All right. So, Dr. Lokesh explained to us the advancements and the medical intervention that is available in India. Dr. Hansaji, I would want you to, help us understand what kind of role can family and society play for people who are battling depression?
Oh, they can really play a very big role with society, with family. Family telling them, why don't you do this, why don't you do that? That is not what is required. Family should bring joy in the house. People should be laughing, giggling. They should be trying to bring some jokes, have some sessions where with ball also you are playing with each other, catch. They are physically active. You see, when mind is disturbed, body should take over. That rule is very clear in yoga. And so, disturbed mind, don't use it, don't run it, going to past, going to future. Body should take over. So, physically, you should try and talk nonsense, but talk something. Now, here, gossiping helps. It's not that it doesn't help. When you are just talking, just loose talk, that works. You try and play some games that work. Dancing, that works wonders. You come on, whole family should learn some steps of dancing. Now Garba came, so come on, learn some steps on Garba, some music and Garba, that works wonders. It's like a therapy. Again, trying to sing music has a very deep effect at our Indian classical, at least some nice songs, forget about classical, but some lovely, even old film songs, they are so meaningful and nice.
Yes.
Come on, learn. Family should sing together, learn some things together, go out for short walks or short picnics somewhere, go to some new place, not the same usual place, so that they're exploring new areas. So all these things work wonders, and family can play a great role. Don't call somebody as negative or depressive person. He needs change in the house.
Yes.
House should be full of positivity. That should be the case.
All right, so that's a beautiful thought for our viewers who are watching us today. We are discussing depression and how to deal with it. We're joined in by doctors who are explaining to us how severe depression can get. We'll have a quick rapid fire round, a kind of a myth buster round. I request our specialists to give us very crisp, very short answers. Dr. Lokesh, depression is a sign of weakness or a personality flaw, is it?
No. It is an illness and should be treated like diabetes and hypertension.
Dr. Hansaji, only people who are very depressed or thinking about suicide need treatment.
No, no. Right from the suicide is the last stage. In the beginning only, when we start seeing things negatively, they should learn how to see positively.
Depression is hereditary, is it so? Dr. Lokesh.
Depression can have genetic origin, but not always hereditary.
Change in attitude can help a person snap out of depression. Dr. Hansaji.
Very much. It should. It should help him.
Keeping yourself busy helps in curing depression. Dr. Hansaji, to you.
Exactly, exactly. Keep yourself busy. Learn something new. Learn some new language. Learn something new, and that really brings your mind to develop. The negative mind changes.
And depression,
Okay.
yes, depression leads to dementia. Dr. Lokesh.
Depression is a risk factor for many psychiatric and medical illnesses. First of all, it is really the risk factor for the heart illnesses, cardiac myocardial infarction, and
any
for
disease,
dementia
I would
also.
say.
Yes.
Any disease, sir, ma'am.
All right. Thank you so much, both of you, for joining us this afternoon on Wellness Watch and helping us how important is it to keep ourselves busy and to stray away from negative thoughts. Thank you so much, both of you, for that enlightening discussion. So after this wholesome and enriching discussion, we did understand that healing from depression is not just about snapping out of it. It is about learning to breathe again, step by step. The road to recovery may be long, but every small step of victory counts. And even on the darkest days, remember, the sun still rises, so will you. You are stronger, braver, and more resilient than you think. With that, we end this edition of Wellness Watch. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.